Hello everybody, it's me, your boy, Tutorials, and welcome back to another tutorial. In today's video, we're going to check out a super simple Bedrock Edition blaze farm. This farm was designed by yours truly, specially for Bedrock Edition. The farm is relatively easy to set up, and also decently efficient. The thing that truly puts the icing on the cake about this farm, no need for slime balls. It's sometimes tricky to find, well, you don't even have to worry about it. With this design right here, no sticky pistons or redstone at all. Set this thing up in your world and in no time you'll have more experience, blaze rods, and sometimes other drops too, like strider drops, than you'll ever need. We won't talk about the strider casualties though. I would never. If you enjoyed this tutorial, leave a like, and if there's one you'd like to see next, request it down below. My goal when designing this thing was simple efficiency. When it comes to materials, you're going to need to collect 2 buckets of lava, 3 fence gates that will not burn, so nether wood, 3 hoppers, 1 chest, a slab, and then building blocks. Now, unfortunately, when it comes to building blocks, I don't have like a specific number or anything. Really, any building blocks will work for the most part, as long as they won't burn, of course. If you don't have any building blocks, you could definitely just steal them from the nether fortress, that's fine. Nether bricks will work, and they fit the aesthetic. So, building blocks, you're going to need a couple stacks of building blocks, I would say. Now, some optional things. Good armor, specifically fire protection armor, because, yeah, you know, nether, lava, you're potentially working over, like, lava oceans, so maybe some good armor with fire protection. Fire resistance potions are great, too. And then a sword. If you're planning on building this farm for blaze rods, looting 3. All the way. Now, this is probably a niche scenario, but just in case, let's say you're inside of your world and you can't find any nether wood at all. Well, you actually can't use normal fence gates. If you use like an oak one, it will burn. However, you could use normal signs. The signs will never burn. So if you can't find the nether wood, just get 3 normal signs. Any type of sign is cool. So gather up the supplies, definitely consider gearing up, and then head into the nether. There is one more supply that we're going to need. We're going to need to find a nether fortress, and then a little bit more specifically, we're going to need to find a spawner inside of that nether fortress. Now, a blaze spawner is a blaze spawner. All blaze spawners will work for this farm. However, if you like the idea of making your life like way more enjoyable and easy, then there is a very specific type of blaze spawner that we would be looking for. The ideal, perfect spawner for setting up this farm is a blaze spawner that is not in the open. A blaze spawner that's inside of a room is going to make your life way easier. If you have this blaze spawner inside of a room like this one right here, you don't need to worry about gas, which is so nice, and you can actually easily block this thing off and then basically like peacefully build your build. No matter what though, find a blaze spawner. First step, slab on top of the spawner. The slab on top of the spawner is going to stop blaze from idling around on top of the thing, which is good. If they're standing on top of the spawner, the farm isn't going to work. Next up, if you have a spawner inside of a room, highly recommend just grab some building blocks and block it off like that. 9 building blocks right there, and you don't have to worry about blaze at all. I mean, other than blaze that are going to come from the fortress, but yeah, block it off if possible. If you can't find a spawner inside of a room like this one, that's fine. You could do this with a spawner out in the open, just going to be a little bit more dangerous. Remember to watch out for gas, so maybe have a good bow. Definitely watch out for blaze. They're going to be really dangerous, so good armor. And also lava oceans, so maybe fire resistance too. If you can block off your spawner, things are going to get really easy. From this point on in the build, it's going to be pretty simple. So we have the spawner blocked off. We need to set up a room around the spawner. The room around the spawner needs to be centered around the spawner. It needs to be 9 by 9. Now, to find the spawner, 1 block right there. That's 2. This is 3. This is 4. This is 5. Dig this one out right below the spawner. That's perfect. Now, we can leave that open for now. It's not going to affect anything. We need to go 4 blocks out from this middle spot in every direction. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Over here, what we're going to do, making sure we're lined up. 1, 2. This open one is going to be 3. And then 4. Now, out here, though, careful. This is open, so you might want to move out here really quick and just block this off with some extra blocks up there. Take out the blaze. Back over here in the middle underneath the spawner, going this way, 1, 2, 3 is right there, and then 4 is right there. Again, same thing, come over here and block that off, definitely. And then back this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, that should be the wall right there. Now we need to clear this whole space out. Now we're going to eventually move the ceiling and the floor for sure, but don't worry about that quite yet. Just dig this entire space out. You could dig this row out for sure, but 4 blocks out every direction from the middle and clear it out. We need a big open room. So here we go. After digging that space out real quick, this is what I end up with. Something that looks like this. Now, over here, we have the ceiling hanging it down a little bit. We could clear it out. Really, you don't have to worry about it too much right now, though. We're going to worry about the ceiling last. Over here on this side, going into the fortress, I did decide to leave it a little bit open so I can get in and out of this farm. If I were doing this in survival, I would probably set up some kind of working area out here. Anyways, though, back inside of the farm, lining up with a spawner, the floor needs to be 5 blocks below it. Right here, we have 1, then 2, then 3. So what we're going to need to do is dig 2 blocks down. 1, 2, everywhere. Lower the floor across the entire room. When you are lowering the floor in this room, it would be a very smart idea to dig a way in and out of the room just in case of an emergency. So maybe leave like a staircase or build a staircase or something. A way in and out is smart. After lowering the floor 2 blocks across the entire room, this is what we have. We have a big open room with a strange ceiling. Again, don't worry about the ceiling yet. Now, this next part is going to be a little bit dangerous. We're going to be working with lava. We're going to take one lava bucket and put it in the back corner. Then we're going to take another one and put it in the other back corner. Now, your back corners could technically be anywhere. If you want to move the blaze over to that side, you could do that. I'm just going to do it like this because it's a little bit easier. And so anyways, lava bucket back there, lava bucket back there. It pours forward. What we're going to do here, carefully, is take that block out, this one, 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 and this one. Then we're going to go back in here somehow, so extra building blocks and either block off the lava or pick it back up. We don't need it yet. Remove these extra blocks that you just placed down, and now you have this shape in the floor. What we're going to need to do is dig one block out past where we just dug, so like here, 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 there, and there, and then all of this floor as well. By digging the floor out this way, we're going to create a lava funnel that will move all of the blaze over to this side of the room, where we're going to actually farm them. So lower the floor down, and then we have something that kind of looks like this with the lava blocked off. We'll let the lava spill down eventually on like one of the last steps. Now, we need to set up a dropping area for the blaze. The dropping area for the blaze is going to be right here, front and center. Now, this area needs to be 3 blocks high, so imagining my walls were filled in, we're looking at something like that. Jumping in real quick with a small correction. So the gates definitely go right inside of here, but digging this space out, we actually only need to be 1 block deep. I misspoke, I said 2. Place the gates in there like that, open those like that, and then what we're going to need to do is dig down from here. Now, how far should you dig down? Really, it's your call. I think what I'm going to do is maybe like 3 or 4. 3 or 4 should probably be pretty good. Then what we're going to do is open this up to a room. The room is going to be right in here. I recommend staying within 16 blocks of the spawner, because then the spawner will actually be loaded in while you're taking the blaze out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop them down like maybe 4 blocks or something like that. 4 feels pretty good. Then I'm going to start setting up a room over here. This room is going to be the room where I actually stand in to take the blaze out. Maybe inside of this room I set up an enchanting setup. Definitely a respawn anchor just to be safe. You know, things like that. Dig out a room. This room can be as big or small as you'd like. If you're not planning on doing very much here, make it like a 3x3 room. If you're planning on having a whole like nether outpost or something, maybe make it a little bit bigger. It's totally your call. A good idea would be lighting inside of this room. If you put a lot of light inside of this room, or blocks that mobs can't spawn on the floor, then mobs won't be inside of the room. One thing that you definitely need to have inside of your room, though, is an item collection area. So to set that up, we're going to do a chest right there. Then we're going to go behind the chest and place a hopper going into it. Then what we'll do is we'll jump on top of the hopper, place a hopper going into that one right there even with it, and then the same thing on the other side. So 3 hoppers all funneling into one chest right there. Now, technically, if you're early game, you could actually swap these hoppers out for solid blocks. You could just do solid blocks there, no chests or anything like that, manually pick everything up. It's technically your call. I think the hoppers are a relatively cheap, nice addition, though. Hoppers are not right here. The space is way too big. The blaze would be able to get out. To stop that from happening, blocks right there on the ceiling, and we're good. The blaze won't be able to fit through this 1 block right here. We can stand in the room with a sword and take him out. So this is my room. Let's say I like lit it up and decorated it very extravagantly. It's just beautiful, I know. Then what I'm going to do is dig a staircase back up to the nether fortress. So somewhere in here we should hit it. Then we need to get back into the room and start doing the really dangerous part of this farm. So be careful right here, of course not to fall. Build that in right there. Back inside of this room. So now at about this point in the farm, we're going to need to clear this all out somehow and open it up. Now, it's your call. This is going to be dangerous, basically no matter what. If you want the blaze to start funneling, then I recommend going back into this room first and spilling the lava. However, you do have to keep in mind that lava is lava. If you fall, yikes. This part is tricky, no matter what. Personally, if it were me doing this, what I would be doing is probably moving into this room, taking out the blaze, and then carefully removing everything first, and not worrying about the lava or anything like that. Remember, from the spawner right here, we're going to dig 4 blocks out. We can keep that 4 block knowledge in mind to just dig out and create a room in here and then have the floor around the spawner so we can move around and hopefully not be sent down below. If we fall into the lower room, it might be a little bit more tricky, especially if we already dumped the lava. That's why I would personally wait to dump the lava. Now the ceiling, good news. The ceiling only needs to be 2 blocks above the spawner, which means you don't actually have to do anything with the ceiling. If you have that slab right there, that would be 1 block, that would be 2. You don't have to worry about the ceiling at all. When you're digging this top space out, I highly recommend working on the sides first, then work on the back. When you're done clearing out everything and you're ready to remove the floor, start at the back of the room and slowly move towards the front. Now, great news, if you already dumped your lava, you're done. That's the whole farm. If you haven't dumped your lava, you're going to need to move back into here, break these blocks or redump the lava somehow, and let it flow. When your lava flows, it should end up looking like this. It's going to slowly push all of the blaze down to that spot right there. They're pushed down into the funnel, you stand inside of the room, and take them out. In terms of the mechanics of this build, that's it. That is the entire build. Now, when it comes to the aesthetics, really, you can do whatever you want, as long as the blaze can't see you. If you leave blocks open right here so you can look into the room, then the blaze are going to be able to see you, they're going to target you and start shooting at you, and it's just going to be annoying. If you close this off with glass right here, you could still see into the room, but the blaze can't see you. They can't see through glass. Long story short, what I'm recommending is you fully close off that blaze spawner room. Move back down below the spawner into this grinding room right here, stand here and take the blaze out over and over and over again, and there you go. That's your easy blaze farm. That's how it's done. That's all you need to do. It's a little bit dangerous, but it's definitely worth it. Now, to finish off this tutorial, I'd like to talk about some things you should know about this farm. We'll start with the funnel here. So the blaze are going to slowly move over to the funnel. Sometimes they will freeze right there on the edge. That's fine. That's just because of their pathfinding. The other blaze will either push them off eventually, or the blaze will just decide to move over and fall down into the funnel. Now, down inside of this funnel, you may notice the blaze float up and down sometimes. If that's annoying you and you don't like it, you could actually set up a second funnel down here, have lava back there that pushes them forward even more. They won't be able to swim against the lava, and then they'll be standing in an area where you can take them out. However, if you do that, you do have to worry about blaze rod falling down into the lava. When the blaze float up, generally, they don't float up for very long, so it's not that big of a deal. Another option is crouching, getting close to the hoppers, and just swinging up towards the blaze, trying to hit them. Blaze floating up inside of the funnel is definitely a little bit annoying, but there really aren't too many easy workarounds to it, and the goal was keeping this thing relatively easy. Like I mentioned earlier, looting 3 for more blaze rods, it's a great thing. You could use the blaze rods for fuel or something, and the experience that you get from this farm, it's great. Blaze drop a lot of experience. And so, Blaze Farm tutorial, that is it. We have made it all the way through the entire tutorial. If you're still watching at this point, thank you. I appreciate you. I'd like to send a big shout out to my patrons, Divins, Dergner, and Bill Geek. Thank you all so much for the support. I appreciate it. It helps me make tutorials just like this. Check out all of my links. They're down in the description. On the end card will be my tutorial playlist. If there's a tutorial you're looking for and you can't find it, request it down in the comments below. It's been me, your boy Waddles. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.